Tell me anything, any worst experience you have had. I know good things are always there, but sometimes, bad things could happen. Just,
Yeah, well, sure. So, we should all be old enough to understand sometimes in life stuff happens, right?
yeah,
And if you buy 10 different stocks, if 8 of them do well, that's great, right? That's a pretty good batting average. So I was part of a deal in Georgia where it was quite a heavy value add lift. We purchased it during COVID, and frankly, we got a little slow out of the gate in terms of being able to eliminate the non-paying tenants and getting the building renovated and up to snuff. So we may be about a year behind schedule on that. But at the end of the day, we bought those units at a price point where the investors are still going to make a very nice return. It's just year 1 or 2, the cash flow hasn't quite been what we want. But overall, it's a great deal. We bought the units at $42K a door.
wow.
And as you know, can you find anything at $100K a door in America anymore? Pretty darn hard. So it's all going to work out. But we've had a few stumbles and we acknowledge it. And we just try to keep moving and we're confident it's all going to go well.
So what you are really saying, Arn, is yes, these things could happen. Sky may fall apart. Sky may seem to be falling apart at some point, but as long as we are working with a strong sponsor, the guy who know what they are doing. Yes, we may not get some cash flow during the year, but that really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, how much you have made on an average, right? I mean, for 1 or 2 years, maybe investors didn't get paid. But that could happen anywhere. I mean, if you're in a stock market, stock may not move upwards for 2 years,
And what I would say is if you take a long-term perspective with real estate and you go into a deal with proper leverage, don't over leverage, and if you have ample cash reserves, you can ride out any storm. And typically what I've seen over my career with real estate is you'll have 5 or 6 boom years. Then you might hit a little turbulence and you might have 1 or 2 kind of mediocre to slight down years. And then you might have another year where things are flat. And as all the flat is doing is setting the floor for the next jump, right? So like 5, 6 years up, 1 or 2 years that are a little problematic, and then another boom. And so as long as you have capital and you're not over leveraged, you simply ride out those times. The only way people ever get hurt with real estate investing is if they get over leveraged and don't have ample cash reserves, because they then could find themselves in a situation where they need to sell in a down market. But if you have cash reserves, you just ride it out. So I would say that's a big lesson. Cash reserves, proper use of leverage, and of course, as you mentioned, the sponsor team and the property management are key to navigating these times, both when it's strong or a little bit weak.
Well, Arn, these are golden nuggets, these are the golden nuggets for even the single family investors.